Hi. So without wasting any time, let's move on to the difference between the functions and classes. Okay, so what are the functions and what are the classes? Okay, let's say, so first we see the definitions. So functions are what? Like functions are a kind of a block of code, which is which we can reuse. Okay, which we can reuse for repetitive actions. Okay, so here, and the next is like, let's say, like classes are what? Classes are nothing but it's a kind of a we can say a blueprint. Okay, so it's a kind of a blueprint. Okay, and this blueprint is used for what? Like it's used for like creating objects. So it's a kind of a blueprint for creating objects. Yeah, so here, so it actually, what it does is it encapsulates the data. What I mean data is like attributes and the method. So it encapsulates okay, it data means, I mean to say, what attributes, and what it has, also it has something called methods. So what are the methods? Methods are nothing but uh, functions. So methods are functions inside class. Okay, so the main difference between the functions and the classes is like function, it perform for the functions. Okay, so it performs a specific task. Okay, so let's say for the function here, it performs the specific task. Okay, and for the classes, so classes, when we consider, it is kind of used for creating the objects and uh, instantiating the particular objects, as well as like or running the methods inside that. So for that purpose, classes are made, like for creating objects, instantiating, encapsulating data, um, yeah, like that. So here, let's see with example so that you can better understand. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, I will, okay, do that. Let's say, for example, uh, we have we have to create a calculator. Okay, so this is the calculator. You can mention the parenthesis empty, or you can directly go ahead. So we will initialize constructor here. So inside the constructor, what we need to mention is like the self keyword. Okay, as well as like as I mentioned in the previous video, right? Whatever the methods defined under the class, it should have first, what we can call argument is a self keyword. Okay, nextly, like whenever we are declaring, we need two parameters here. Okay, so two variables like self dot a to store the whatever the values are there inside the a and b to perform the calculation. Okay, let's say we need to mention here also like a comma b. Okay, so again one method, let's say like we define multiply 1 and pass self keyword inside that, and we are doing like something like returning the self dot a into whatever this self dot b. Okay, and let's say like I have created the c1 object here. So we need to instantiate the class. So calculator. Okay, so instantiating that, as well as passing two variables, let's say like 2 into 3. So output should be 6, right? Oh, sorry, I need to yeah, mention this like this. Okay, so output should be 6, but still it will not print this. So for that purpose, what we need here is like we need to call this method, right? Because this is the constructor, right? This will run automatically inside the class. But what about this multiply definition? That is the method. So for running this method, we need to um, print. Okay, so for display, and to run this multiply method, we just need to call the object c1 as well as the method inside it. So c1 dot multiply 1. Okay, and when we run this, it will show us the 6 value, right? 2 into 3 is 6. So it's working fine. So let's deep dive into it. So this is the class which is used for creating the objects, and these are the definitions. These are the constructor, right? So don't worry about this, we will explain it in another video. So this is like definition, right? This is the function, that is the multiply, right? So it is what it is, the method. So these are the functions which acts as a for a specific task we can utilize that. And class is for creating the objects, as well as it's a kind of a blueprint, right? For the objects we can have different functions inside it, like addition and everything. Hope you got the what I mean. So yeah, is there any question? Okay. Yeah, so yeah, I got your point. So we need to mention this a and b here. Okay, why we need to mention this a and b here is just because um we need to pass it, right? Just to know like what are those variables, right? We are passing self. It is a kind of a nomenclature. We need to pass the self whenever we are defining any function inside the class. This will be the first parameter. Okay, after that we need to mention whatever we are defining inside this constructor. Let's say like we are using this 2 and 3, right? Let's say we are doing something like 2 3 4, and then we need to mention this c here, because we are using the 3 parameters here, right? So we obviously need this 3 here, abc. And we also need to change the definition, like let's say self dot c. Also we need to uh, mention this also, like self. So basically self keyword is something which is used to refer for the current instantiation. Like for c1 it is only applicable, okay, as we have the current object or current instance as this one, right? c1. So for the current c1 it is this. You got it, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so thank you.